Welcome to the Miracle Manifester podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Lang, and we will be going over all things manifestation, mystical, rewiring your brain and subconscious mind body, raising your frequency, becoming more energy, less density, so that you can magnetize, attract, manifest your greatest life. With this work, I've been able to heal myself from 3 different addictions: chronic disease, pain, illness, release 40 pounds, attract the love of my life, and manifest my 6-figure purpose work business. And I will be demystifying the mystical, breaking it down quantum physics style, and making this make sense and allow you to walk away with actionable, practical steps that you can take to do the same in your life so that you don't have to go chase it, you don't have to control, you don't have to manipulate, you don't have to do strategy after strategy after strategy after course, degree after degree after degree. We're leaving all that behind here. And you are embodying, becoming the magnet to what it is that wants you. The reason why you want it so bad is because it wants you more than you want it. That's why you want it so bad. It was placed in your heart as an invitation to rise, as an invitation to embody the frequency of your future self. That's more love, more courage, more boldness, audacity, confidence, high self-esteem, peace, self-acceptance, self-love, self-trust. So in this first episode, I wanted to start by telling my story, introducing myself, and then give you some actionable, practical, easy, simple steps that you can do right now so that you can start healing your body, healing your mind, manifesting more money in your business, in your life. Attract your specific person without the chase, without the control, without the manipulation. So I started this work probably about 5.5 years ago. And I've always been very fascinated and curious with manifesting, with the law of attraction. We all heard, we all watched, we all read The Secret. That was a huge thing. And I was always very interested, very fascinated on these laws, these universal laws, these ways of being, how people can bend, command reality, how people can manifest, how they can heal their bodies, have spontaneous healings, do the mystical. So I, of course, read all the Dr. Joe Dispenza books, read the Neville Goddard books, read The Secret, studied Bob Proctor, studied Abraham Hicks, and I did my best to put all of this information together. So I did my best to stay in my vortex, meditate, release suppressed, trapped emotions from my body, become more energy, less matter. I did all the things, and I really didn't see any results the first year. Maybe I felt a little more calm. Maybe I felt a little lighter. Maybe a little happier naturally. And there came a point in my journey when I really sat with myself. And this is when it's like I hit a crisis in my life. I went to the doctors and I found out that my cholesterol was super high. And she actually told me that I was about to have a heart attack. It was that high. My relationship at the time, I was engaged at the time, that was rapidly going downhill. I knew that it wasn't going to last. I was 40 pounds overweight. I was in physical therapy twice a week because I couldn't sleep at night because the pain in my back had gotten so bad that it was waking me up at night And at the time, I had a job that I had to be up at 5 a.m. for. I was a apprentice for construction. And it was a very physical job, and I needed my sleep, and I could not sleep. So I was going to physical therapy twice a week. I was also suffering silently with these 3 different addictions that I had. And I really just looked at myself in the mirror and did not recognize myself. I remember looking at myself, looking at pictures, and not recognizing the person that I was seeing in the mirror. And I believe it was a combination of all these things that just, it's like I snapped. It's like I snapped. I was doing all the things. I actually was dieting. I was working out. I was reading. I've always been a big self-help book reader. I read all these self-help books. I was in talk therapy. I was doing all the things that everyone told me to do and that society says to do, yet the results were not there. I was not seeing the big or even little. Yeah, it was a little bit, but it wasn't, if I did see a little bit of a result, it wouldn't last. So if I did lose like 5 or 10 pounds, or if I did stop the food binging, that was one of my addictions, less codependent. I also had a sex addiction. So if I stopped doing these things, it wasn't long before they came back. And when they came back, it was always worse. It was always stronger. So this is when I really looked at myself, I sat with myself, and I made that decision to do everything completely differently. I was no longer going to keep doing things the way that I had been doing them. I was no longer going to keep doing or reading personal help book after personal help book after personal help book, going and getting more schooling, more degrees, getting more experience, doing another diet, working out harder, trying to work out harder. I was done doing all the things that everybody had told me to do and that society programs you to do. I was done with that lifestyle. And I had decided that I was going to go all in on the energy work, the energetics, because obviously it wasn't a strategy for me. It wasn't more knowledge. It wasn't doing more. It wasn't going to go learn something new. It wasn't more talk therapy. It wasn't that, obviously, from my results, from what was showing up in my reality. So I had decided that I was going all in on the energy work. I was becoming more energy, less matter. I was changing my electromagnetic field. I was raising my frequency. I was living in a different brainwave. I was living in the present moment. No matter what showed up, no matter what trigger was in front of me, no matter what arose in my present moment, I was going to stay in meditation. I was going to stay in an alpha brainwave, in meditation. I was going to abandon thinking, abandon thought, abandon control, manipulation, the mind chatter, having to have a plan, having to have it figured out. And I was going to go all in on staying a frequency match to that timeline that I knew already existed, where I had lost the 40 pounds, where the 40 pounds was gone, where the 3 addictions were dissolved, were gone, where I had not only no pain in my body, but I was incredibly strong, muscular, fit, lean, where I was showing up every day doing something that fulfilled me. I remember going to sleep at night and having this empty feeling inside of me, this emptiness. Like, is what I'm doing, does that matter? Does any of this matter? I decided that I wanted to go, and I knew that it existed, where I went to sleep at night satisfied, fulfilled, whole, knowing that I was contributing to society, having some kind of impact, making a difference, living my purpose. I knew that this timeline existed, and it was me drawing that line in the sand and deciding, committing, I'm not going to do life the way I've been doing life anymore. I'm completely abandoning the way that I've done life my entire life. And I'm going to do life a completely different way. I'm going to live. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to feel. I'm going to stay in an altered state of consciousness, stay present, staying in alpha brainwave. The alpha brainwave is the present brainwave. It's a different brainwave. That's presence. Despite what shows up, despite what doesn't show up, despite what trigger is in front of me, despite what the hologram, what the 3D illusion is showing me, there's nothing that's going to sway me. There's nothing that's going to take me out of my new lifestyle, my new way of being, my new way of existing. And when I drew that line in the sand, when I decided I wasn't going to do life the way I had been doing life my entire life, when I decided that I was going to live differently, remain in meditation, raise my frequency, attune myself, synchronize myself to this potential in the quantum field that I knew existed, I knew it was going to show up. I had zero doubt that it was going to show up. I knew it was going to show up because the law of resonance is what governs our entire universe. The law of resonance. It was about, I can't tell you the exact timeline. It was a year and a half. It was a year and a half of me in the work, of me making this a lifestyle change, rewiring my brain, reprogramming my subconscious mind body, raising my frequency, becoming more energy, less matter, expanding my nervous system, connecting with my inner child. It was a year and a half of me doing these things. And in about 3 weeks, everything shifted. Everything changed. I had dropped the 40 pounds, my spine, I had zero pain in my back, my cholesterol went way down. I started doing my purpose work. It was like my second or third month in my purpose work. I had 17 one-on-one clients, which is just absolutely mind-blowingly wild. And that was after me isolating from Facebook, social media for a little over 2 years because I was so embarrassed at the weight gain that I had. And I didn't want to put my face on social media. So I literally had this quantum leap. I had a quantum leap. One of these quantum leaps that you read about with mystics, with yogis, with spontaneous healings. That's what I had experienced. Now, every single thing that I had envisioned, there was maybe like 1 or 2 things that I'm still calling in, but everything else that I had envisioned had shown up. So the 40 pounds was lost. My body was super strong. My body is still, I'm blown away at how strong my body gets every single day. I'm not on any supplements. I take vitamins, I take minerals, but I'm not taking like any workout supplements or anything like this. My cholesterol, I'm able to keep that down. I'm able to keep that in a safe zone. I was able to marry the love of my life. So me and Aliza, we got married. My soulmate, my amazing, incredible, beautiful wife. We're traveling the Americas right now in our little travel trailer with our 2 fur babies. And my purpose work exploded. I did over $150,000 my first year in my purpose work. I attracted all these clients. It just all boomed and blossomed and exploded. I have over 40,000 people on my Instagram account, which is mind-blowing because I'm not any kind of a social media expert or anything like this. It's all from me doing this work. It's all from me going all in. It's all from me changing my frequency, changing my dominant state of vibration, and having it come to me. Whether that looks like a teacher that shows up on my path, whether that looks like I get like a direct download for a program to launch in my business, a direct transmission on what to do next in my business. If I do need a strategy, if I do need a plan, it comes to me, and I know in every cell of my body that it's the right strategy, it's the right plan for what I need in this moment. It's been a wild, amazing, incredible, fun, adventurous, heart-fulfilling ride. Having it come to me, having it show up. It doesn't mean I don't have challenges, doesn't mean I don't have opportunities to expand, stretch, challenges, situations that are calling me to rise. It means that my life is no longer a problem. My life is no longer this one big problem that needs to be fixed, that is heavy, that I feel anxiety, that is a grind, is a hustle, is stress, it's a completely different way of living and experiencing life. And I am obsessed, in love, having the time of my life, gifting you with this way of being, with the tools, with the exercises, with the things that you need in order to experience the same thing in your life so that you can manifest your dream life in the most mind-blowing, fun, exciting time of your life kind of way. So that's my story. That's how I started this. That's how I had my transformation. What I want to leave with this first episode, what I want to leave you with today is I want to leave you with a very simple, easy way to access your higher self, access your inner child, access your higher power, the universe, however you want to say it. And moving, walking, talking, living, being in that energy. And if you can stay in that energy, moment to moment, you don't have to be perfect. I'm not saying that you need to be perfect and never feel anger, never feel sadness, never be triggered. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to challenge yourself, stretch yourself, keep bringing yourself back to the practice of staying connected to the energy of your future self. So go ahead and close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. And I want you to take your attention to your heart. Take a deep inhale through your heart to your brain. Deep exhale. Drop your shoulders on the exhale. Drop your face on the exhale, eyebrows, jaw. Relax your body on the exhale. And with your next inhale, I want you to find the yumminess, the deliciousness, the juiciness in that inhale. The pleasure. I want you to find the pleasure, the enjoyment in your breath as you inhale through your heart to your brain. Exhaling, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face, eyebrows, unhinging your jaw, relaxing a little more with each exhale. We're going to take another deep inhale and really amplify this time. Amplify, experience the deliciousness, the yumminess, the juiciness, the pleasurable, the joy in your breath, the enjoyment of your breath. Inhale that through your heart to your brain. And this is creating what's called brain and heart coherence, this type of breathing. And when we create brain and heart coherence, we have a very coherent heartbeat, heart rate variable. And that, the brain synchronizes with the heart. So now your brain waves are synchronized with your heart rate variable. And this allows for a coherent brain and a coherent heart. And if you continue to do this, you'll notice that your energetic state, your being, who you're being, shifts. And you'll notice that you feel joy, you feel peace, you feel gratitude. And I want you to notice how there's nothing outside of you that is creating this feeling. It's all happening from within you. And what I would like you to do is slowly open your eyes without breaking your state, And I would like you to walk, talk, move, breathe in this energy, in this way of being. And I'm going to challenge you and stretch you to hold it. So can you hold it in front of your spouse? Can you hold it in front of your friends? Can you hold it at work? Can you hold it when you're doing the dishes, when you're cleaning, when you're going for a walk, when you're going to the bathroom, when you're doing chores, tasks? Can you hold it? And the answer is yes, you can. How do you hold it? How do you come back to it? By staying connected to your breath, by staying connected to that feeling that comes from being connected to your breath, by staying in a state of what's called brain and heart coherence. And if you practice, if you keep coming back to the practice, you keep doing it, you're going to start retraining your body and mind to a different dimension. You're going to be living in this different dimension. And from this energy, from this space, from this presence, from this level of presence, you'll notice and observe how synchronicity starts to show up in your life. How little miracles will start to happen. Maybe big miracle happens. Divine timing happens. Something finds you. The opportunity shows up. You have an idea. You know what your next business launch is, your next big business program. You get downloaded a program. You go live on Facebook, on Instagram. You do the thing that you know deep, deep, deep down inside that you need to do. You start doing those things. And breadcrumb by breadcrumb, thing by thing, you're going to start to tune in to a new timeline. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Save, subscribe, share this podcast with friends and family. We also are doing our Miracle Manifestor Mastermind. If you want to go deeper in this, if you're ready to transform, if you're ready for one of my closest proximity containers, message me on Instagram, on Facebook. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.